I'm Drew Lane talking to this fake bike to tell you how dangerous bullshit news is for your health. Listen to Charlie LeDuff, the No Bullshit News Hour. I'll beat it. That's what I take my glasses off like crack.
Nana, 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 nana.
Na 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 na. Second dose. No bullshit. No bullshit.
Let's just did breaking news. No more bullshit. No more bullshit.
No bullshit. Na 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 na. No bullshit. No bullshit.
I never get tired of watching that. It is.
Oh, it's funny.
It's very funny, and I love watching Mannequin Joey. That is just hilarious. Hey guys.
Hey, Karen.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Merry Christmas, Charlie. Merry Christmas, Joe.
Thank y'all. Let's not do a show next week. We'll do it the week after, but let's take Christmas off.
Okay. But I got a question, Charlie. Why?
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Do you?
Well, kind of posing a question.
Poser?
No, I'm not that. But, I was thinking, and I started to tweet this during the Thanksgiving Day parade here in the city of Detroit. But
Did you?
But I didn't, because a lot of times you got to explain stuff to people. They misunderstand it, and then it turns into a whole nother thing. But why hasn't the parade here in the city of Detroit ever had a black Santa Claus? Like, this is still a predominantly African-American city. We've had all these years of African-American leadership, but we've never had a black Santa Claus in the parade.
Ooh, that's a good
question.
Yeah.
That's a really good question.
See?
I'm for it.
Yeah.
I'm for it.
Yeah,
My
I
wife
would like
was.
to see that.
Yeah, my wife. At her school in the city. Yeah, the Black Santa came.
Yeah, it should be.
School, the kids were happy, singing jingle bells and everything.
They should have been. But why not?
Well,
Why not, indeed?
Or
you
give me
know
an
why.
Asian Santa. Give me somebody. I mean.
But I don't care what the white man say. Santa Claus was a black man. You remember that? Anybody out there remember that one? It's an old reggae tune.
Yeah.
That's a good one, Karen.
All right, let's work on that.
You're the one that's connected.
Yeah, only because of you, Charlie.
Well, anyways, everybody, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Festivus,
Yep.
Kwanzaa, and anything else I'm forgetting.
Or anything you do or do not celebrate, make it happy.
I did. I used to say, I'm gonna tell people Merry Christmas because that's where I'm from, and it's a high holy holiday from where I'm from, and I'm wishing you well from where I'm coming from. But I get older and I realize I don't have a problem with happy holidays. I think it's
But it's all it's inclusive, and then that way
agree with
you're wishing. This one guy was telling me in the store he didn't, and I said, well, whatever you decide to do. He said he was going to McDonald's on Christmas. I said, whatever you decide to do, just make yourself happy and enjoy whatever it is that you decide to do.
And try to spread some of that joy.
And try to spread some of that joy.
Yeah,
You're
I
absolutely
don't
right.
think it's PC to say happy holidays. I just think you're having some love and respect for your common person.
Yeah, I think it's cool.
Notice I didn't say common man. See that?
You're being PC.
But no,
You're so woke, Charlie.
You get, hey, cheers, here's some eggnog.
So who do I thank for all the kisses
No
around
egg,
here?
a lot of nog, if you know what I'm saying.
Who do I thank for all the kisses around here?
Drew, this place filthies, man. It smells like wet dogs.
No, it doesn't.
And he's got like 18,000 TVs on all the time. You know what's on upstairs? The
He's
fucking
doing
Hallmark Channel.
He's doing research.
Yeah,
That's insane.
But I was just asking who left the Hershey kisses. Thanks, Drew. I appreciate these.
Welcome back to the Red Shovel Network. ML Elric, good to have you back, my brother. This portion of No Bullshit News Hour brought to you by American Coney Island. I told you all to go to AmericanConeyIsland.com and order the Coney kit. Oh, jeez.
Did you pack them up,
It
Charlie?
went crazy. Crazy. We were there like overtime.
Well, good.
In fact,
good.
I had to turn people away because the shipping window had closed.
Right.
But you can get them all year long. So go to AmericanConeyIsland.com, ship a kit, right? Dozen dogs, all the fixins.
Delicious.
Right, for the new year.
You get them for the new year. You're right.
And those dogs snap.
Or the Super Bowl, in which the Lions will not be there. Right?
thought
So,
otherwise.
Barring some Christmas miracle.
a mannequin. Mannequin is our special guest on the show. Is she on the phone? Special guest.
Gotta like that. She's on time.
She's on time
I
because
appreciate that.
this is politics. This is Washington. This is big money. Guess who we have, everybody out there? We're on Facebook Live. If you're not listening to this, this is for the video. This is for those tuning in right now. We have Ronna McDaniel, who is the chairwoman of the Republican National Committee. This is a big deal, this person. And Michigan's own.
Michigan's own, absolutely.
Merry Christmas, Ronna.
Merry Christmas.
You are a Christian.
Welcome, Ronna.
Because
Good, well, thank you.
you're a Christian, right? So I could say
I am, yes.
Oh, okay, so that you don't hate me for that.
No, that's okay.
That's okay. It's wonderful.
It's always good to say something nice. If you're giving somebody a greeting regardless, and you're saying merry or happy, that's a good thing right now.
Well, I am bestowing to you all the good wishes and the remembrance of the birth of my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Well, thank you.
It's the best thing I can give to you, except...
Merry Christmas back to you.
Thank you. And he shall come again. Hey, Bob, play that. Okay, Ronna, thank you. Let's talk impeachment. That's the big news around the world, except for Dingle. I don't know if you're looking at the headlines here. It was all about Dingle. I mean, it's a great masterstroke by the president to deflect. But go ahead, Bob. Let's just let everybody out there listen and just give a little historical.
The yeas are 230. The nays are 197. Present is 1. Article 1 is adopted. Article 2 is adopted. A great day for the Constitution of the United States. A sad one for America.
So, Ronna, was that a great day for the United States?
I don't think so. I think it's also very sad that she hasn't sent the articles of impeachment over to the Senate. So the president was such a clear and present danger in her mind that we had to rush this process. The president wasn't allowed to have an attorney. He wasn't allowed to have rebuttal witnesses because we were in such a rush to get this done before the election. And then it got finished, and she hasn't turned it over to the Senate, and it's now in limbo. I think that speaks volumes about the political nature of something that should be taken very seriously. You know, you don't overturn an election on a whim or a dislike or partisan means. And Nancy Pelosi said that the evidence should be overwhelming and compelling and bipartisan, and there wasn't a single Republican vote in favor of this.
See, now you stole my thunder, but before we get going, I want to introduce you to the people in this room. On the boards here is Libtard Bob. He's a burly white guy who likes guns, and he's a super libtard. And that's and that's Karen Dumas.
I like the name Bob.
We've met.
Bob's a perfect Michigan name because our accent encompasses it so well. Bob.
True that. And we've met before. I've been the camera operator for you when you come into Fox 2 and do a hit.
Oh yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
good to
looks
talk
like
to you.
Good to talk to you as well.
He looks
Merry
like Santa
Christmas.
Claus, the white one.
Merry Christmas.
And Karen Dumas, I'm quite sure you've met Karen. She was
yeah.
Okay. And Mannequin.
Hey, Karen.
Hey, how are you? Happy holidays.
Good.
And this is
Happy
Mannequin
holidays.
Joe. He doesn't say anything, so don't even acknowledge him. But
That's my kind of guy.
strong woman.
I'm just kidding.
Shut up, boy. Oh, but you did steal my thunder on that, Ronna, which is, look, I'm calling around in other capacities of my job. Bureaucrat, say, in Virginia, works for one of the big agencies. By her accent, I didn't ask her, but I assume she was a woman and a black woman. And we're talking about the articles of impeachment and the fact that Pelosi's sitting on them. And to me and to her and to the guy that entered the studio today to fix something, we're all thinking it really diminishes the emergency aspect that was sold to us. If you're going to sit on these articles, then he's not a clear and present danger. And it starts to seem to, at least from my perspective, it really reeks of politics. And then it diminishes the government, the seriousness of bringing something like this. Is that the read from your circle? Are you guys jumping for joy?
Mean, this has only happened 3 times in our country. The founders intended this to be used sparingly because we do have a way to remove politicians, and that's called an election. And we're less than a year out. So they rushed through this so quickly. Adam Schiff said, we want to get this done before the election. They broke with precedent. They didn't let the president have attorneys or rebuttal witnesses like Bill Clinton was provided. And then they sat on it. And I just think it's odd, and it reeks of partisanship and gamesmanship, because if it's so serious, let the trial happen and let the judgment take place. You know, she says this needs to be fair. Well, you know what? In our justice system, you know who we're supposed to be fair to? The defendant, the person who's being accused. And how's that fair to the president to not let him have an opportunity to defend himself?
Because this isn't a court of law. It's completely politics.
Exactly.
What does
Exactly.
this what does this do for him as we enter the election next year? Because are people sympathetic and supporting him as alluded to in the polls? And what does this do to the Democratic Party for the election next year?
Well, let's be honest. We have a very divided country. I don't think that's shocking to anybody. But even in the RNC polling, and I've been in the field since this started, Democrats started to say to us, just let the election decide. Why are we doing this? They know the Senate's not going to have the threshold of 2/3 votes to remove the president. So why are we going through this process? And you can't even point to a crime that he said. Nothing he's done was illegal. So why are we putting the American people through this exercise? So we've seen the president's poll numbers go up during this, especially with USMCA on the backdrop and 266,000 jobs in November and in October, and the things that are happening economically with wages up. And from an RNC perspective, I just posted a $20 million raise for November, which is the highest we've ever raised in history.
So you just raised $20 million. That's a record.
20.6. It's a record. Never. If I told you what my budget was for November, you'd be blown away, because it was not $20 million.
Tell me what your budget was.
I think it was like $9 million that we were expecting to raise, and we doubled that. 20 million, 20.6.
I'm going to let Libtard Bob get in here. He's chomping.
Well, I think,
Hey, Bob.
Hey, Ronna. I think the reason people are so concerned about this is because he was trying to affect the 2020 election. So.
Well, it's a mixed bag, because if you look at the Biden tape, and this is what I always say, is if you see Biden saying, as he's in charge of two countries, foreign policy-wise, Ukraine and China, and he says in tape, bragging, I'm not going to give you $1 billion of taxpayer funds unless you fire this prosecutor that happens to be investigating the board of the company that my son sits on the board of.
But hold on.
But why not investigate it? Why?
Well,
do we give
Ronna, though, I
taxpayer
take
dollars
exception with that. I take exception with that because that prosecutor wasn't investigating Burisma. By removing him, he increased the chance that company was going to be investigated.
Absolutely, he was. But you know what? Why not look into it? If Biden's so innocent, why shouldn't we look into it and make sure we're free and clear before we give taxpayer dollars? I mean,
fair enough. Fair enough. I don't want to relitigate this, but here's
but look into it. I think the president shouldn't give taxpayer dollars to a corrupt country. He is the steward of our money, and we should make sure we're not doing it. And that's why he's entering into bilateral agreements and being tougher.
Here's what I would like to ask. Simple, because I like to just really boil it down. The president did do it. You agree with that? He asked Zelensky to open an investigation or at least announce it, right? On Biden.
No, he didn't do that.
Wait a minute.
If you listen to the phone call, I
can't listen to the phone call. It's a transcript.
If you look at the transcript, he does not say that.
He said
he says that
do us a favor.
Corrupt. Should look into that. No,
Right.
The do us a favor was the CrowdStrike thing, and the Democrats conflate that all the time. It's on page 3 is do us a favor, and he's talking about the server that was hacked by the DNC.
But let me just go back so it's simple.
Then he says that Biden thing's a little fishy. You should look into that.
Okay, so he did do that. He did say you should look into Biden.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that's really the basis of abuse of power. My point or question is, does anybody care? Did it rise to a level that anybody cares? See, because I'm hearing constitutional crisis, but I think the Constitution is working perfectly, because if you looked at the impeachment vote, it was pretty much all the Democrats, except for 2 and 1 present, and no Republicans. Okay, so it moves on. It goes,
and 2 Democrats who voted with the Republicans.
Right, and then it goes to the Senate, and it's not going to go through. And so that's the process, because as a representative democracy, the country doesn't feel that this rose to the level of not Trump, but diminishing the institution of the presidency.
Well, there's also facts that bear out, which is there was no investigation and the president released the aid. And the president also provided lethal aid to Ukraine when Obama just gave blankets. So we've been doing more for Ukraine than anybody. So I think, they take this phone call and they're turning it into a crime. Nothing happened, and the actions that followed showed that the president absolutely gave the aid.
But he only gave the aid after he got caught.
He didn't get caught after. He didn't give the aid because of that. Absolutely not. He gave the aid in the time frame that was predicated, and there was no investigation.
Well, here's the point. There's no slam dunk evidence that that's what he did. I believe, Ronna, we get along, me and you, a long time. I believe he did, but as a citizen, I'm like, not enough to take out the president, right? Because we're going to have to live long after this.
So are you?
Well, here's my point too: is we're 11 months from an election,
right?
And it'd be one thing, Charlie and Bob and Karen, if from day one the Democrats said, we're going to work with this president. The American people have spoken, and we're going to do our best to do things with this president. But the Washington Post, the day after he was elected, had a headline saying it's time for impeachment. You have Democrats saying it's time to impeach him just after he's elected.
Impeach the motherfucker.
So is that what we're going to do every time the guy we don't like gets elected? Is that the new precedent in this country, that we're going to go after them and
I think so.
Investigate and resist until...
I think so.
And so are we looking at this, or are you looking at this, or is the party looking at this as an election year strategy, albeit not necessarily the best one, but is that what the conversation is, that's all this is?
Well, we certainly, nobody wanted this. No, there's no Republican who wanted this to happen. But what we're looking at as an election year strategy is let's contrast what's getting done. When you have 7.2 million jobs, you have record low unemployment, the lowest for the African American and Hispanic communities. When you look at USMCA getting passed, which the president got that done, when you look at all of the things that are happening, you look at all the things that are happening, he can say, here's the result. And what have the Democrats done?
Well,
okay,
but
they impeach, resist, and obstruct.
But like everything, everything is partisan. From the Republican side, those are accomplishments. From the Democratic side, there's a litany of things that they find critical or lack of accomplishments. So, in the end, who actually loses? The citizens.
But there's one thing. You have a bottom line, which is the numbers don't lie. We've added 7 million jobs. Wages are up 3%. They're growing higher for lower income Americans. That doesn't
taxes
lie.
Taxes went down for the ultra rich.
Wait, you guys got to let him finish.
That is not true. Do you see what the Democrats passed yesterday?
What they
passed? To get rid of the SALT. They wanted to get rid of the SALT deduction. You know who that favors? The billionaires in New York and California. So guess who tried to pass a tax cut for the rich yesterday? Democrats. Not Republicans.
I guess for me, if there weren't so many distractions out of the Trump administration, maybe it would be easier to focus and embrace the things that the Republicans claim as accomplishments. But, for me, I look at it and it's almost more entertainment than accomplishment, or entertainment versus substance out of the administration. So it kind of you got to weed through all of this stuff to try to figure out what's real and just what's Republican rhetoric.
Ronna, let me answer that. Ready?
Yeah.
That's up to you. That's up to the citizen. That's up to you to turn off the noise.
I don't think it's turn off the noise, Charlie. It's just like the thing yesterday with about the late Congressman Dingell.
Okay, hold on. Play it, Bob. It wasn't yesterday. It was the day before.
Okay.
The night that Trump was getting impeached, he comes to Battle Creek. And while he's in Battle Creek...
We have this Dingell. You know Dingell from Michigan? You know Dingell? You ever hear of her, Michigan? Debbie Dingell, that's a real beauty. So she calls me up like 8 months ago. Her husband was there a long time.
Bob, what
But
I
didn't give him the B treatment. I didn't give him the C or the D. I could have. Nobody would have, I gave the A+ treatment. Take down the flags. Why are you taking them down? For ex-Congressman Dingell. Oh, okay. Do this, do that. Rotunda, everything. I gave him everything. That's okay. I don't want anything for it. I don't need anything for anything. She calls me up. It's the nicest thing that's ever happened. Thank you so much. John would be so thrilled. He's looking down. He'd be so thrilled. Thank you so much, sir. I said, that's okay. Don't worry about it. Maybe he's looking up. I don't know.
Okay. What was that buzz in the background?
I don't know. I didn't hear it earlier.
God damn this show. Sorry, Ronna.
It's BS.
It's BS
It's
news.
BS.
So listen, that's kind of out of bounds, isn't it?
Listen, I know. I mean, Debbie has been my friend for a long time. So, I mean, obviously, in Michigan, we love Debbie and John, and
I think she's a partisan, but I do respect her and like her a lot. But
yeah,
again,
she's partisan. I mean, Debbie would say
she's part of the
Democrat,
machine,
obviously.
No doubt.
But obviously, and it's hard for her. This is her first Christmas without her husband. I think everybody relates to that. But
should the president apologize?
I'm not going to tell. If I have something to say to the president, I'll say it privately. I'm not going to say it on a radio show.
Okay,
so that's my relationship with him.
Thanks for calling it a radio show, because you're really overstating it.
But what I will say about the news and the distraction and that, it is unfortunate. And this is different than your show. But if I go on a TV show, you're on for 1 minute. I mean, the consumption of news is done at a rapid clip, and people really aren't dialing in. And I think that's one of the things I hear all the time is, how do you know what's going on? And it does take, we have more news sources than ever, but it's harder to consume it and to know if this is true or this isn't. And I do think there are some really substantive things that have come out of this administration. The Right to Try Act that allows people to try medicine.
Okay, wait, don't list. You already got to list already. Look.
Yeah, you've got the First Steps Act that's allowing people to come out of prison for nonviolent crimes. This is something that was done in a bipartisan way. So there's
we
a lot of
didn't
things
address
that are happening,
Dingell,
but
though.
we don't hear about that.
I thought,
Yeah.
look, politically speaking, it's a masterstroke by the guy. I don't like it, but look, he already said what he said about McCain, and he said about Sergeant Khan. I mean, it doesn't shock me, but I'll tell you what happened. I'll tell you how this guy knows what he's doing, and it goes feathers right into what you said about a minute. This is what got picked up in Michigan. It wasn't that he was impeached or the validity of the impeachment. It turned out to be, he's dogging a dead man, although the dead man dogged him and told him to go to hell while he was alive.
But that's fair game, though, Charlie.
Guess what? Now everything's fair game. And they're raising $20 million. Ronna,
I will say, people don't know what impeachment. My kids came up from school yesterday. They're like, did the president get removed from office? Of course, my kids knew, but they're like, everybody thought that was going to happen because they don't even know what impeachment is. I mean, so many people don't even understand what's going on in Washington. They thought by him, and now they're questioning if he even is impeached since the articles haven't gone over to the Senate. There's this Harvard law professor who's saying if the articles don't go to the Senate, he's not impeached. I mean, it's just confusing, and the news cycle moves so quickly, and it's hard to dial into the good things that are happening.
And welcome to the modern era, because you said there was 3 impeachments and there were 4 marches to impeachment. One was Andrew Johnson after the Civil War, and that one was for very understandable reasons. But since then, it was Nixon, Clinton, Trump. My lifetime. This is what happens to the institutions that I am actually living under, and I am scared to death of what happens for not only your children, my children, Karen's children, the unborn children. What are we doing? We're all to blame.
Well, you got to get involved, and it doesn't get, people are turned off by politics. I see it all the time, and I don't blame them, but good people have to run, and you don't just seed the ground, and you've got to pay attention, and it doesn't, these things matter. They matter locally, they matter nationally, and sticking our head in the sand doesn't help.
Well, you know what? You and I, we like to speak honestly to the listeners. You and I talked earlier this week, and I told you, I'm looking into like a run for national office as an independent, and we got to encourage people, but you really don't have a chance if you don't belong to Donkey Inc. or Elephant Inc. It's true, right? It's stacked against you if you're a regular person wanting to get in the process.
Yeah, I haven't researched how hard it is to get on the ballot as an independent, but it's harder because you don't have a national party that's raising money or building an infrastructure for you. I mean, candidates federally can only raise $2,800 per person, and that sounds like a lot, but when you look at the parties or these PACs, that PACs can take $100 million checks. I mean, it's just crazy. So,
and the parties can absolutely work
and the party,
with the
I
candidates.
can take a lot of, and I can work with the candidate, and I can take a much bigger check. So it is harder for an independent unless they're a self-funder or a really well-known name and have a following.
Okay, why'd you drop? I used to know you as Ronna
I didn't
McDaniel.
drop it.
Oh, you didn't drop
That's
it. Well,
I
didn't make the point clear. I didn't make the point clear to
Yeah,
people.
my middle name's still Romney, and I hate the story. It ticks me off all the time.
I'm glad I asked then. Please
I'm
clear
glad.
it up.
Thank you for letting me clear it up. You know, my husband, Patrick McDaniel, is the most wonderful man. When we took this role, I just said, you know what, I'm going to make the decision to go by McDaniel more fully because I'm away from my husband and my 2 kids all the time, and everyone forgets the McDaniel when they introduce me. They always call me Ronna Romney. Well, you know what? I'm Ronna McDaniel. And so Romney is still my middle name. It's been my name for 20 years since I got married. But I'm glad that people know who my husband and my kids are, and I'm glad that their name gets a little more recognition since they don't see their mom and their wife quite a bit.
Yeah, my wife.
And that's my prerogative as a woman.
Oh, it's
so
your prerogative as a human.
As a human. It's so demeaning, this story that got out. I just hate it.
It's an evolution of self, too. You know, you get
Yeah,
to
it
a
is
point
the
where you
evolution
start
of
to...
self. You realize I didn't know, you know, as you go 2 years, and I was Michigan chair, it was amazing how many times people dropped the McDaniel. And I just said, I'm done, and I'm going to go by Ronna McDaniel. And, yeah, you know, you take the hits, and that's part of being in public life.
Are you related to Mitt Romney?
I am, yeah. He's my uncle.
He's your uncle. See, I knew that, but maybe the listener didn't. So your father, in my opinion, in many people's opinion, is very establishment. He's Republican. Very august, you know, rich guy, country club, done a lot of things in his life, saved the Olympics. He's the senator from
No, that's
Utah.
my uncle, not my dad, yeah. That's Mitt.
Yes. Is Mitt your uncle?
Mitt's my uncle, yeah.
And the governor of our great state
was my grandfather.
That's your grandfather. So you're a lifelong Republican. Whose party is this now? Is it your uncle's who calls Trump a con man, or is it Trump's who calls your uncle a stone-cold loser?
I think it's the voters' party. They're the ones who elected the president.
Oh, you mean it's the Rednecks party now?
That leaves you out, Bob.
Swath of people. There's a whole swath of people who voted for the president. But I think it's up to the voters. They chose Donald Trump, so it belongs to them. They picked their candidate, and he ran on things in Michigan that were different. He said we can do better with trade, and we can make better deals, and we can focus on manufacturing. And that's not something you heard from Republicans very often. He went to Detroit. He went to Flint. We haven't seen a lot of Republicans do that. So he was a different kind of candidate.
He did take half the
understatement.
He did take half the Democrats' platform, like China, and what do you think it's appropriate or working? He took them on. We have a NAFTA redo. It's USMCA. Don't answer it. That's my statement. In my opinion, it's mostly NAFTA, about 90% NAFTA, but 10% is better than what we got.
It was tweaked.
Okay, it was tweaked. Fine. Okay. He banned Muslims. That's something he promised. That's not a Democratic thing. The Wally's building, the court appointees are very conservative. So that's what I'm saying. I'm saying what Trump said he would do.
And he cut taxes, and he has deregulated, and he's done made us more energy independent. So there's a lot of things that are traditional
he's like half traditional Republican, and he's taken a lot of Democratic platform. There's not a whole lot of room to move, and I think that's why you're seeing trouble with the Democrats.
Yeah, I mean, I watched last night. I watched Joe Biden say, I don't care if we lose 100,000 blue-collar jobs to get to the Green New Deal. I mean, I thought that was an interesting comment.
I like the Green New Deal. Listen, what's wrong with clean, renewable energy in 10 years? What's wrong with the living wage for everybody? What's wrong with universal health care? What's wrong with free college? The only thing wrong with the Green New Deal is they didn't promise me a unicorn. I also want a unicorn, since we're going to do. I believe in all those things, but every sensible American knows we can't accomplish all that.
Yeah.
This fast.
By the
but
way,
you gotta shoot big.
Let's fix K through 12 before we go to free college.
Thank you. First grade in Detroit.
Per pupil. Let's fix K through 12. Okay, my kids are in public school here in Michigan. They're in a great school. But let's fix our let's get our kids reading. Let's get them graduating from high school before they go to college, before we start paying for free college.
I'm sorry.
I agree too, but is DeVos the person to drive that change?
Huh?
I said I agree too, but is DeVos that person to drive that change?
Well, now we're going to DeVos. Like, it doesn't matter if it's DeVos. You mean is it this party? But then again, you know what I mean? I've been alive 54 years almost now. Is anybody fixing it? I just am disgusted with the whole thing. My roads stink, federal money. My water stinks, federal oversight, right? My power grid is the worst in America, federal money and oversight.
So what are we doing, Charlie? This is what we talk about all
the
time.
We're talking.
I'm saying, what is anybody doing? Anybody, ever.
Well, Ronna's over there saying the president got more done than anybody else. I believe the economy's better, but it's temporary. Half the people I know don't have $5,000.
They keep saying that, but, when you keep looking at, we have more people working than ever in our history, and then they just revised
what jobs are they working at?
Yeah, but that's true.
Manufacturing, it's across the board. Yeah, there has been manufacturing. He's had over 400,000 manufacturing.
Yeah, but manufacturing's on the slide. We know that. And number two, we have more people working, but as a proportion of adults, we're at a near high of people that have dropped out of the workforce.
And they're working 2 jobs, part-time jobs, to make, ends meet for their family.
But again, I got to say
But wages have been growing for the lower income under this administration. So it's 3% overall, the highest in a decade.
Is that nominal 8%. Or is that adjusted for inflation?
I don't know.
Thank you. It's nominal.
It is growing.
Yeah, well, it is. There's no doubt.
But it's growing. And you just see CNN. Listen, CNN, I think all of us agree, have disagreements. CNN is not a fan of President Trump, right?
No, but I watched it the other night, and I was like, God, this is like fake acting.
I watched it today. They said, they just did a poll. 76% of the people they polled feel like the economy is good. That's remarkable. They're not going to say it if they don't feel it. That's not something you lie about.
Absolutely.
Because people are feeling better. The economy is doing better. And listen, we know what it's like to be in a downturn. We're from Michigan. I lived here in 2008. It was brutal when my friends were leaving and going bankrupt and foreclosing on their homes. We are doing better than we were before this president took office, and we're 3 years in, and it's because of policy. It's moving regulation and it's cutting taxes.
Yeah, kind of.
But I'm a Republican. I believe that. So, and I
look. A market. They say free markets, right? A market is a construct. Market means there are rules. You can't cheat. You can't counterfeit. You can't be a monopoly. That's what a market really is. It's all about where we're going to be in that bandwidth. But what I know from Michigan, and thank you for speaking to your people through us, what I know is, yeah, we feel the economy's better. Of course, we lived through 2008. But we're really afraid of the next downturn. Like, household debt is at an all-time high. The federal debt is the deficit, the budget deficit this year.
High.
In a growth period, it's the highest it's ever been. The economy's grown at 2%, and the borrowing of the government is at 5%. So if the government stopped borrowing, would we be in a recession? You feel me? We're not sure.
Well, the good thing is, as party chair, I don't create policy. I just have to elect people. So
can you help me get elected?
Raising
she can raise money for
going
you.
and electing candidates.
Clearly.
So I that's most of my job is raising money and then putting the field program together and the ground game together to make sure I can turn out the vote for our candidates. So that's what I'm focused on.
Has it been the job of a lifetime?
It's been remarkable. It has. But I love Michigan. I still live in Michigan.
But you're away a lot, aren't you?
Excuse me? I'm away a lot. I'm over, I hit the diamond medallion on Delta in April this year. So that gives you a feel of how much
a lot of miles.
I'm flying.
Do you miss your kids? Do you feel the kids are suffering at all? Because, you're
I think it's, I think any working family, my husband's got a great job and we both work really hard. I think any working family, no matter where you are, that balance is always an issue. And mom guilt is alive and well, but my kids are doing good, and I've got family and friends, but it's tough.
My marriage was stronger when I was on the road more.
Was it? Well, that
No,
says something, Charlie.
Doesn't it?
Are you home now, Ronna? Are you?
I'm home. I was just wrapping Christmas presents.
Good. Merry
Which
Christmas.
county?
What
Which
did you
county
get for
do you live in?
Charlie?
Yeah, what'd you get me?
This show. I'm coming on your show. I've been.
Like it's a gift.
That's the gift, Charlie.
I know,
Okay,
it's
big
such a
shot.
gift. I'm kidding.
How Republican of
I
you.
had no Christmas presents. I had no Christmas presents for my kids, and I was going to say, I was going to post a picture saying the impeachment stole Christmas with them a present list because we've just been so busy. But
You ready for this one?
Done.
I got a good one for you.
Maybe the Christmas gift for them was the tax cut. I mean,
Bob. I told you he was a libtard. I love it, though. He got to do it because Bob's,
You got to do the digs. That's good.
Did he dig? I wasn't actually really listening. I'm drinking
It was
Jameson.
more like a little punch.
But listen, you can try this one. Here's a tweet for you. James in the giant impeachment. Try that.
Oh,
one.
I like that
there
one.
you go. Hire me.
I like
I can
that.
do stuff.
She's got $20 million. She can afford.
She's got 20 milski
3.6 million.
in November
million.
alone.
That's
You and a little bit of Bob.
Just 1 month. Just 1 month. It's a record. It's been pretty, knock on wood, because then you have to raise that. Then you have to do well the next month.
Okay,
So-
2 questions and 2
it
questions.
never ends, right?
Two more
It
questions.
never ends. I did fundraising calls half the day today, too.
Okay, go like this. Like pitch me, call me. Like I'm a deep-pocketed guy. You give me the pitch.
I'm not doing that.
Come on, give me the pitch.
I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not doing that.
Okay, just give me
I'm not revealing my trade secrets. Why would I do that? No.
Because we might call in and give you some money.
I'll call you privately. I'm not doing it. It's
Her
different for
trade
every
secret is her
individual.
middle name that she's dropped when she calls and they say, "Oh,
Let me just
that's
tell
it."
you, in the Trump universe, my middle name doesn't help.
Well,
No, probably not.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. By the way, I mean,
let me just tell you.
yeah. Okay, last question here. Ask me a question before I ask you the last question, which is the most difficult question. Something serious.
I don't know. I
Think on your feet.
serious.
Think on your feet.
So, what are you actually planning on running for office?
I've been taking a lot of meetings, talking to, deep-pocketed people, the quote-unquote small people. I've been looking into the laws. I've been looking into what PACs and super PACs and 501c4s can do, what political parties. I've been asked, and I feel I have a lot to offer that I really know the mechanics of this state. I know the law. I know how people live. I live among them. And yes, I'm seriously considering it.
And you're real.
Yeah, but you know people, Charlie, and they trust you and they value your perspective.
Yeah.
You don't try to exploit people for your personal gain. You're sympathetic, you're empathetic, and you bring something to them that they don't find in anyone else.
And I don't know, like abortion, pro-life, pro-abortion. Why don't we encourage adoption and bolster foster care? We all agree on that. I'd rather not fight. I'd rather find some common ground.
Well, come run as a Republican. I don't want you running.
Look, I don't know how many people voted for Ronald Reagan and Barack Obama.
A lot. Do you know what? If you look at, did you see that Saginaw focus group that Axios did? Do you know?
Well,
Axios
of course,
did,
we've all seen the Saginaw focus groups that Axios commissioned.
It's on HBO, but they're Obama voters who voted for Trump. There's about 10 of them. It's fascinating. You should watch it. They just aired it last week.
Yeah, I get it.
And those are the people who voted for Reagan. They voted for Reagan, and then they went to Obama, and then they'd come back to Trump.
Because it's just spinning.
But I also think that people, too, are at a point, they want someone that's going to do something for them. And so you do see some flipping of the party. People are looking for somebody that is moving beyond politics, but in a productive way. So, I do think that people are not as party loyal as they may have been once upon a time.
I don't disagree. The rally we had in Battle Creek. So I get a breakout of all the people who requested tickets, and kind of we look at how many of them are registered voters.
You've got their metadata.
I get their data. Yeah,
Wow.
and we 30% of
Joey
the people at the Battle Creek rally were independent, and
how many?
Almost 30%, and almost 20% were Democrats. So it was a really interesting makeup, and we're seeing that across the country. More and more independents. So
is that true? Because Karen's like, that's not true.
No, I'm not. I'm laughing.
She's rubbing her fingers, which, if you know Karen, means
it is true. It's true. Listen, our
comes.
data has been spot on. And you know what? If you look at these polls, and this is what's so wrong, it's about 30-30-30 right now nationwide. So when you see a poll that has like 47% D and 45% R, it's usually weighted higher for Ds. It's just weighted too high. So much of it's dishonest. I'm way in the weeds right now, but
so let me ask you a question that you
like
probably won't answer, but let me ask this question. How many of the people at said rally, this one in Battle Creek and other rallies, are actually plants? Because, the question always becomes, there's always like some random black person behind Donald Trump.
There's always one person.
And he's just standing there like he's lost. So it's like, where do you find these people?
There are no plans. There's none. I mean, the thing is you don't limit the tickets. So the venue only had like 5,600, and I won't tell you how many, but significantly more people asked for tickets. But you want everybody to show up.
So placement.
So it's just first come, first serve. I mean, that's how it is. I'm not there.
Yeah, placement.
I'm not there putting people. And then you have the VIP section,
I saw you in Minneapolis, though, getting the shout out.
I did. I went to Minneapolis. That was the riot. That was fun. I was in Texas.
But to Karen and Bob, and to you, Ronna, and Mannequin Joe's over there putting patchouli on.
Joe's been very quiet.
Here's what he's been very, very loud today. That's why he's called Mannequin. He's a millennial, you know what I mean? He's got opinions, but he's just been
texting. They don't know how to talk. They just text.
Oh my God, it's a put down. We're gonna flame you on Twitter. Ronna puts down millennials texting on it.
Don't say that.
Here's what Coleman Young.
No, I'm not doing that.
I know.
My teenage kids, sometimes I'm like, pick up the phone, get off the texting.
I know, my kid too.
Or walk in the room.
Yeah.
Go to where the person is.
But my kid
they'll text you from upstairs. Mm-hmm. I'm like, literally, come down to the kitchen.
How about this? Do you get this? I go to pick my kid up from school. Ring, 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 ring.
What is that?
Yes.
That's how a kid answers the phone now.
Totally.
Like, you mean hello? Hey, Pops.
My son's not like that. My son saw the president the other night, and he walked up and he said, how you doing, big guy? That's what my son said to the president of the United States. And I'm like, oh, now.
Your son said that to Trump?
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't.
And what did Trump say?
Oh, he laughed. He thought it was hilarious. The last time he saw him, he went up and he said, you're a good-looking guy just like me. And the president was like, you're much better looking than I am.
So your son has politics 101 down already.
Oh, yeah. Watch out.
He's playing to his ego.
A fun kid.
Yeah.
Plus, your kid's fingers match his body size.
Oh, damn.
Oh, snap.
Snapperino.
Okay, last question, Ron. I know you don't want to leave, but
I do. I do actually have to get
calling
back on the
rich
phone.
people. I understand.
Which leaves us out.
Yes.
Our capital city's Detroit, and we're looking back on the Thanksgiving Day parade, and there's never been a black Santa. Is it time? Are we ready for a black Santa?
Sure, why not? I've never even been to the Thanksgiving parade in Detroit, which is so bad. I know.
Yeah,
I've been to the
what are
Lions
you talking
game.
about?
But
I've been to the Lions game.
Yeah. We're not talking about that. Is it time, Ronna, for Detroit to have a black Santa?
I'm not weighing in on what Detroit needs.
Oh, don't be
They can
political.
decide. I don't know.
Be a mom. Come on, Mama.
I think all Santas are great. Everybody
I know, but should
be
Detroit?
able to
Should
be
we
a
have
Santa.
two?
That's where her son gets his political.
I don't
stuff
know.
from.
Is it like a Santa that's been doing it for 50 years? Is it like a
Yes, we have
special
that.
person?
Yes, there are
He has experience.
professional fake Santas who are black.
I don't know.
It's time, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't.
Yes, it's
Charlie,
time.
whatever you say, sure.
If he was Republican.
Yeah, as long as he has a Trump hat on, I'm fine with that.
It is red. It is red.
So Ben Carson is going to be Santa next year?
It is red. And see, why not? Why wouldn't
No. No.
you ask Ben Carson?
Really? Does this keep you up at night? Do you think about these things? Like, really? Come on.
Yeah.
Well, actually, people do. People do.
Yeah.
You've never heard this song? I don't care what the white man say. Santa Claus is a black man.
I've never heard that song.
Google it.
But you have a good voice.
Oh, thank you.
You should hear it with music. It's even better.
Next time, Bob. Next time. Always something to look forward to.
Absolutely.
Listen, thank you really for the time. We will. It's okay. You promised the audience. You're a very big one, very independent. You join us during the political season here.
Yeah.
Check in once in a while.
I promise. But I might have a tinier time frame.
I know this. I just milked it for all it was worth.
I know you do. I know.
It was really cool. But
I'm
yes.
getting beat up by my staff. You got to get off the phone. But I'm I can't do that. It's Charlie.
And the big guy. Yeah, I haven't talked to him in 3 years. Maybe the big guy. You say it's a pretty hip show. Maybe come on.
Oh, okay? You want me to tell him to come on?
Well, you can ask him. He's the
Only if he
president
can
of the
talk
United
to.
States.
What's the mannequin's name? Joe.
Mannequin Joe.
Mannequin Joe.
Only if he can talk to Mannequin Joe.
Hey, Joey, say something. That's about it.
Okay.
Right. Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Thanks, Ronna. Merry Christmas.
Christmas, guys.
Take care.
Thanks for having me.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.
She's friendly for a Republican.
Not a chicken shit.
I know.
Not a chicken shit.
I know.
She's smart.
No, she took it. She's smart.
Yeah, but she's got
She's got some spin.
Yeah, but she's got a long legacy. The family name in the Republican Party. There's a lot of influence.
Sure.
A lot of.
Let's go like this. She's very serious.
Yeah, she is.
I mean, not a dope. She spin. You may say spin, but she knows what to say, what she thinks. Like you see how easy that was. Wasn't afraid.
No, she
Take
wasn't.
note,
No, she
Governor
wasn't.
Whitmer.
Yeah, she
Take
wasn't.
note.
Well, when you're confident.
Take note, Chief of Police.
When you're comfortable with and confident in who you are and how you feel in your position. And she doesn't have to, the people you named feel maybe they've got people to answer to that may differ.
She didn't have to make
And
excuses for them.
then she doesn't have to do that. So, I mean, therein lies the difference.
We're going to get, you mean softball questions are right on. It's like, dude, this is how, to be honest with everybody, when you're on the phone with a person like that, this is how the conversation really goes. Like when you're a reporter or Karen, you've been in politics a long time. That's exactly how it goes.
It's true.
Yeah.
She might not drop a little something, but when you're the political reporter, those are the talking points.
Sure.
Right? That's
But
how
you
it
got to
goes.
know how to handle it. I mean, but that comes in understanding.
Well, and she's savvy.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying when a person is prepared and you understand what you think, you understand your platform, you're sincere about it, then nothing that anybody can throw at you will throw you off because
That's
you're
true.
grounded in all of that.
Right.
Well, and
That's preparation.
And you believe it.
And you believe it. The
what did you just hear there? The architect of the financial underpinnings of Trump, not only Trump, but the people running for Senate in the House. That's who you heard from, ladies and gentlemen. She respected you. She hung on for a long time. You got to see these emails from the staff. And thank you, by the way, Gabriella, for, being the interface there and scheduling this. But it's also anal. We got 15. We got a hard stop at 1:15. We'll precisely at 1 o'clock. We'll call in.
I'm not going to argue that. I've been on the other side of that.
Exactly.
She was very generous with her time.
She was.
And she was very honest.
But I think she was enjoying the conversation. She
Yes.
respects Charlie. That means a lot. If she didn't respect you, Charlie, she would have said, "Hey, I've got a hard,
Well, she would have never
1:30.
called in.
I've got to go." Yeah, but even if she did, sometimes you're gonna play.
Yeah.
She would have cut it off. So the respect that she has for you, whether she always agrees with you or not, is another story. But that speaks volumes.
Well, and there's Bob giving her the what's for.
That's true.
She didn't get pissy.
No, and I asked respectfully. I mean, I wasn't trying to be mean about it.
No, but you're also like this. You were regular. Play the tape back to yourself. You're like, no. And
She answered.
I think that's how it should go, ladies and gentlemen.
It should.
Why we got to hate each other?
Well,
We
Charlie,
don't.
what does everybody say about you? What do their staff say about their?
Oh, you want
Everybody's
to know what they
afraid of
say about
Charlie.
me.
Everybody's afraid of Charlie. Charlie does not bite. Charlie's okay. You just have to know your stuff. You just got to be prepared, and you've got to be able to come here and argue your point legitimately. substantively.
Right.
You know, I mean, you can't bring the BS in here, and people with BS.
Yeah, you don't take cheap shots.
And we're not going to give you questions beforehand. People are like, "Can you give me the questions?" We don't know what we're going to ask.
And I do believe she did say, "Yeah, why not a black Santa?" I do believe.
Well, she kind of, sort of, but not really.
And then it was a soft. Black
Which is
Santa.
a funny thing.
I'm tweeting.
She says, I never thought about it. Well, of course you didn't. You know, I mean, I wouldn't expect for her to, but you know, it's all good, Charlie.
I didn't ask her. Well, come on.
What do you think,
Mormon.
Bob?
She's Mormon. I'm sure.
Should we have a black Santa?
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's what I'm
we should have a
saying.
Chinese Santa next year.
No. Now you're diminishing it. Look, first of all,
but
let's wait a minute.
People are people.
Wait a minute.
Who cares whether you're black,
but
yellow, or
but
red?
in a predominantly African American city, and I was just thinking
Wait,
over
whoa,
the years.
Whoa.
I was just
the country. Okay, it's native people first. They got taken.
True.
That's true.
And you know, no disrespect to anybody, but the two largest groups who've been mixing and fighting and is black and white. If you really in the world, we're not talking about it like an Asian Santa. It's black Santa.
Well, but and part of that, I think, religion plays into the thing because white people and black people share a common, history with Christianity that maybe Asians and Indians don't share.
Well, you forgot the largest minority group in America, which is the Hispanics.
And the Hispanics,
which
are Christian.
So
yeah.
Well, I was just thinking strictly black and white. I hadn't even thought about it that in-depthly. I mean, I'm thinking in terms of this being a predominantly African-American city, all of the years of leadership here in the city of Detroit, and I love seeing Santa Claus come down Woodward. To me, that's the official start of the holiday season.
Right.
And I just thought about it this year. I'm like, why don't we have a black Santa?
Wait, you mean an African-American Santa?
Black Santa.
Well, then why do you say African-American?
Whatever.
Predominantly African-American.
Okay, a predominantly black city.
We'll say African-American Santa?
Black Santa.
Right. Because you wouldn't mind if he was Jamaican.
Black Santa.
You do mind if he was Nigerian?
Black Santa. Somebody from the east side of Detroit.
Yeah.
And do you think the white Santa's from Detroit?
I think we should do that.
Let's get Sada Baby to play Santa. Let's get Trick to play Santa.
The people in Oakland County, my dad, need to see a black Santa.
Hey, I'm from Oakland County, man.
They do. I'm from Oakland County.
Wait, look at you libtard putting your values on me. I need to see.
Well, I mean,
it'd be better for me.
Yes, it would be.
It'd just be kind of cool.
It would be kind of cool.
It would be realistic, I mean, it would be. There's nothing wrong with it, and everybody's saying that we're in this society where race doesn't matter, and I don't see color. Okay, well, if you don't see color, let's have a black Santa. Let's see how that resonates.
If you don't see color, open your fucking eyes.
Yeah, but that's But I'm saying that's always the quick. That's always the quick.
If you don't, I feel sad for you. That's what makes
that's what makes us great.
Place great.
How would you not see color?
Exactly.
You're colorblind. But you can see shades.
Charlie, what are you doing for the holiday? For Christmas?
That's shout out to my brother Jimmy. He called up. He says, "What are you doing for Christmas?" I'm like, "I'm not sure. What are you doing?" He goes, "I'm not sure." Because my mom went,
yeah, it's a wrap.
Oh.
I'm too old.
Did you guys normally have dinner at your mom's or whatever?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Most of the listening audience around the world, by the way, there's people from Vermont calling me and I know it's Detroit, but I love listening. And I said, because Detroit is America, so whatever you're hearing here, it's probably going on at your place. But we usually get loaded, eat all her stuff, don't clean the dishes, right? It gets smoky and really just, I love everybody. They love me, but everybody hates getting together. That's why you moved out.
I know. It's just,
That's what we do anyway.
Once upon a time.
I had my brother over.
Growing up, everybody congregated at somebody's house. Young people or the kids sat at a separate table or another room, and people stayed. They talked. Everybody shared in the preparation, the consumption, and then the cleaning up. It was a family thing. Now, people show up, they eat, they want to fix something to take, and they go. I might as well put a neon sign on the door. It's like carry out here.
Yeah.
It's just different, and it's just, get some sliders and stay home.
Oh, by the way.
Well, I think, people are
Hey,
hurried up.
Got to do this.
about Bob's Christmas, but okay, go ahead.
We're going to come right back to it because this part of the show is brought to you by Luke Nowacki. Remember, Kevin Orr, the emergency manager, panic, do not panic. And Luke Nowacki's reminded you that do not jump around, get a long-term financial strategy. Luke Nowacki at Pinnacle Wealth, 248-663-4748. For rational financial advice, Luke Nowacki wants to send out his respect to you, the first responders, as do we all here. Call Luke Nowacki at Pinnacle Wealth. Get your future plans on track today. Position you and your investments, retirement, and college savings plans for the long run. Luke Nowacki, 248-663-4748. If you guys don't support the people that support the show, there will be no show. Trust me when I tell you, Luke's the guy. God, Luke, I want to get rid of this, man. Securities and investment advisory services offered through Royal Land Associates Inc. Member FNRSI PC. Royal Land Associates Inc. is separately owned and other entities under marketing name, products, or service derivatives here are independent of Royal Land Associates Inc.
Wow.
Pretty good, right?
Pretty good.
David Hall coming up on 1,000 five-star reviews from their happy clients. This team of mortgage professionals provides every client with VIP service, ensuring they feel like a name and not a number. Hall Financial, 248-308-5000. Rates have never been lower. Lock them in. Refi. Get the house. You heard Ronna. Everything's great, but I doubt it. Lock it in. Right? Again.
Get your money right.
Again. Chat with them online at davidhallmortgage.com. Anytime you want, they'll call. They even showed up to Bob's house.
They did.
They did.
They were so great to work with.
Did you get a great rate?
I did. I got a really great rate.
Did you shop around?
It was easy.
Did you shop around?
Easy. I did. And they were the best available.
David Hall.
And they came out and they did
Stop
everything.
it, Bob.
And it was great.
Didn't he ask you?
Holy shit, you should go work for these guys. Nope, you don't need to. They saved you a bucket load of money.
They saved me a shit ton of
money. You
money.
don't need a side job.
How much has that saved you enough to invest with Luke Nowacki?
They saved me enough to do my roof.
Okay, that's a start.
Which is a start.
You know. Yep. Somebody else close to us called Luke. Not only me, but I forget I said that. Give Hall Financial a chance today, the official mortgage lender of the No BS News Hour. Equal housing lender, NMLS, number 1467435. And really my favorite, ADR Consultants. Overseeing more than $250 million in private and public construction projects. Call Barry Allen Tuck at 248-318-9424 for a consultation. I vouch. ADR, honest, ethical, smart. You're going to be hearing a lot more of this guy in the months to come. You hear that, Mike? You hear that, Mr. Mayor? You hear that? That hasn't gone away. We'll get to some of that.
Yeah.
The tomorrow's news today is coming up, but I just wanted to remind you all, listen. It's a secret between us. Ready? ADR Consultants, providing construction management and IT consulting services for your company, municipality, or law enforcement agency. Get the job done right, on time, on budget. ADR Consultants, 248-318-9424. Somebody call them, even if it's a fake number. Just call him. He has gotten a couple calls on him. But he's a big deal. Listen, I'm hearing. Beep, beep. Bob, give me the sound effect. Nice! Joey even woke up. Nice! I got some schematics. Tomorrow's news today. If you think that Hudson's Tower is going to be 900 feet, you're sadly mistaken.
Yeah, no way.
So I got some.
They were down there busy the other day. I don't know what was happening.
They're driving the caissons. They're digging a hole and pouring cement in there in order to build something on it. 900 feet, nah. Not gonna.
What are you hearing? How tall is it going to be?
Man, I'm looking at it. Nah.
600?
You want me to lock into that?
No, I don't know.
I'll show you the picture. No, because it's just they're not going to have the financing. It's not going to be 900. And if it is, Rock Ventures, Bedrock, whoever. Come on. The only time they got back to me was like, I'm like, do you now own the Wayne County Jail?
And they said,
No. We're gonna take it over once we finish the new jail project because they're doing that one too.
Right.
Because who's on the hook for the conditions inside? That'll be coming in the new year. They don't want to touch that because if they own that, they got to fix it.
it's liability. Wow.
They're going to have to fix
You're
it.
going to stick it to the Wayne County residents?
I don't want to reveal what's going on. Well, hey, Wayne County residents, you got to have a jail that's healthy. It's not sticking it to anybody. They siphoned it off.
Yeah, well, that's true.
You get to pay again. Hey, Mom.
You get to pay again.
Merry Christmas.
Great.
My mom's like, what's up with my water bill? I'm like, you're stealing. That's what's up with the water bill.
Oh, boy.
All right?
Will things ever be better, Charlie?
They'll be better when we want them to be better and we hold them accountable.
Amen.
And what did Ronna tell you? You don't got a chance in freaking hell. You even get close, we'll drop $10 billion on your head and make you like Gollum.
And crush you. Yeah.
Handsome.
My precious.
Precious.
Yeah.
That was Joey.
Joey didn't say a word. He's
Here.
thinking it, though.
You guys ready? Here we go.
All right.
Hit it, Bob. Beep, 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 beep. Nice. Flint. Wake up, Flint. It's been 190 days since Attorney General Dana Nessel dismissed all charges. Here's a word from the inside. All you reporters get your notepads. I'm hearing, expect in January, February, and March, you'll see a new raft of charges. These charges will be similar to the old charges that they dropped, but these won't be charges for the money. These won't be the RICO charges. These won't be the financial fraud charges. I don't believe they got the brains in the AG's office to pull that off. But you will see, possibly I'm hearing, perjury charges into the inner circle of Governor Rick Snyder. Not, criminal charges like this was a setup or a conspiracy. You'll get, and you'll see it blow up and the media grab it like something big and new has happened. I'm not even clear if the involuntary manslaughter charges against the two biggest health directors in the state that were part of, Nick Lyons and what's her name? I'm not going to say it because I don't have it written here. Do you remember?
No.
Okay. I'm not even sure those are going to be reinstated. But you will start to see... You what?
Bullshit.
Hello.
I forgot about. Where is he?
He's in Flint.
That was our Flint guy.
I know, but I was thinking, where is he in the scheme of things?
Well, he's
Is he
loofing
still-
his balls. Remember? Like he's been washing those things in the Flint water for years, and he said they got all
Charlie,
chafed.
I really don't want to hear that. I don't.
Where you been working? He said it right on the show.
I tried to forget about that.
All right, Flint, some charges will be coming. Don't expect a lot. Don't expect the money men to be going down. Taylor, city of Taylor, right? 17th, 19th biggest city in Michigan, right? As we told you, the mayor officially indicted.
Yeah.
Look at the charge.
He's got to go through his trial, but kind of seems dead to rights.
Allegedly. Rick Solars. Did you guys see that video that Kevin Dietz did for Rick Solars?
No.
He wants you to hear that he's innocent, that he's being railroaded. And then all of a sudden, boom, here come the indictments. According to the U.S. Attorney's Office, Solar and his associates obtained scores of tax foreclosed properties owned by the city of Taylor. He sends them to his associate, and in return, his associate lavished Solars with thousands of dollars in cash and over $30,000 in renovations to Solar's home, over $11,000 in renovations to Solar's lake house, and over $12,000 in new household appliances. The appliances included clothes washer and dryer. These are hardwood floors. What else did he get? Oh, a humidor. A vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, human.
A vacuum cleaner.
A dishwasher, a microwave, a stove. Allegedly shame. Allegedly. Now, remember they raided his house and found $200,000. How does a mayor of... Sorry, Taylor.
It's a small town.
Podunk.
Well, I wouldn't call it podunk.
Well, I am because Ferndale podunk.
But I don't think the mayor should have $200,000 in a safe.
The only thing that's not podunk is, like Detroit. Capital. We're all podunk.
Right.
Let's embrace it.
No.
Okay. You're right. I take it back, Taylor. Right there at the intersection of 94 and Telegraph Road. Beware of the cop sitting in the furniture store lot.
Oh, the Gardner White cop.
Gardner White. Be careful.
Looking for you.
The indictment seeks the forfeiture of that $205,993 in cash seized from Solar's home in February. Now, inside sources tell me Solar's is going to fight this. That Solar's says he won it at the casino. And he has receipts to prove it. He even put it on his taxes.
Oh.
Okay, you put on your tax. Really?
Let's see it.
Better.
Let's see it.
You're a good-ass gambler.
Yeah.
But if the casino's messed up, maybe, in false receipts.
Oh, that's a whole nother.
There goes your gaming license.
Yep.
So is the casino going to see it all the way through? Is the casino going to... The casino... I'm not saying that's what happened, but I'm just talking.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? But here's what I do know. The star witness is the mayor's right-hand guy. He's ratting on you, Rick. I know him, too. He's ratting. Are you going to take this all the way, Rick? Or are you going to cut a deal?
Well, the first thing he's got to do is produce some receipts. That's what he's saying.
I'm being told he has them. But I'm telling you this. You think the U.S. Attorney's Office, the federal government's coming? If they found a legitimate end to those receipts?
No.
Court of law, of course. I'm not convicting you, sir, but I found the timing of your video to be ridiculous, and you haven't answered me.
Yeah.
When, on social media, I asked you, did you pay for it, Rick?
And he said.
Didn't answer. Now, Taylor, listen. No one's picking on you.
That is an answer.
Taylor Tucky. That's what they call it.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, I knew it was some type of comparison.
You know what they call Hazel Park?
I'm scared to ask.
Hazel Tucky. So when you say that, black woman, it's racist.
Oh, it's not.
It's not racist.
It's racist.
Well, they call Saginaw Sag Nasty.
People in Hazel Park call it Hazel Tucky. I mean...
Flight attendants call it the toilet.
Okay, finish your story, Charlie.
What's wrong here?
And changing subjects.
We don't deserve this.
It's the end of the year. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Let's see. Who's in on this? Okay, let's see here. Yeah. U.S. Attorney. FBI. Good luck, sir.
Yeah.
I'll be there. The Attorney General, William Barr, visiting Detroit this week, announcing...
Wait for it.
Where's my beep, beep, beep?
Or drum roll or something.
Oh, no, we're not playing a clip from. Just give me the beep, 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 beep.
Oh, jeez, I just lost it.
Okay, here, do a drum roll. Go ahead.
Joey moved.
Yes, he is. He's listening.
$10 million from Detroit to help it with its violent crime. Because it's one of the cities with the highest crime rate in America. And yet again, you listening friends and family, we've been told violent crime's falling. We don't need you stinking $10 million.
But where would they apply that $10 million to really make a difference, Charlie? Would they pay our officers? Would they provide
hire more officers?
Would they hire more? I mean, where does that go? I mean, because it sounds good, but it's going to be the distribution and the application of those funds to determine as to whether or not it really makes a difference or beyond just a good headline.
Look, listen to you. How the hell did they run you out of City Hall anyway?
Because I was making people work.
You're smarts like that because you were smart.
Well, no, I wanted people to work. Like, my thing is that if you are receiving money, especially public money, to do a job, you need to give it 200%. Our city was at a pivotal point People didn't need more promises. They needed results. And,
So you are for work for Medicaid?
if you can, if you're able to.
See, I like that. That's
Yes.
freaking reasonable.
But it is reasonable, Charlie. I mean,
you can.
if you are able to, even if you're an entrepreneur, if you have time, if you are able-bodied and able mentally and emotionally, you should be able to contribute to the community that you live in, and contribute to the benefit that you receive.
Boom. And
Well, that's true.
Wait.
Given the fact
Hey,
that
wait,
there's a
wait.
job for you to go work at.
wait, what?
Exactly.
I got dropped the mic. Well said, Karen.
But that's the truth, Charlie.
I know. That's all we're looking for. And that's why they ran your ass out.
I guess so.
They didn't really run you out, but they did.
I walked out with my head up.
Yeah, and a Burberry scarf.
A Burberry shirt, and I pulled out in my Escalade, so I was fine.
Snap.
Oh, snap.
Take this job and shove it.
Hey,
Karen
whatever.
ain't working here no more. Okay, so I just thought it was interesting that we got, on the day of the impeachment, the Attorney General's here announcing some charity, $10 million. And for some perspective, the Detroit police budget is about $350, $400 million. It ain't nothing. Thanks for it. It ain't nothing.
I'm saying.
But let's not forget, murder's up, violent, crime is up, non-fatal shootings are up. An officer that died that did not need to die. Narcotics has been stealing stuff. No. And not one of you in the media that I heard or talked to asked that. What are we doing? What are you doing in town? Our crime's falling at record pace. And every year it changes. Not acceptable. Next.
And the only one asking about it was Chicken Joe.
Chicken Joe
Where is Joe?
was the only guy asking a chief tough question. We got a clip?
We do.
Oh, wow.
Chicken Joe.
First quarter, we think we'll be in every precinct. And so we're going to continue to push that because we think it really matters. So with that, I'm going to open it up for any questions you might have. Yes, sir.
Joe DeMarco with No BS News. I got a couple of questions for you, 3 of them, but one of them is the crime numbers violent crime numbers that you've reported recently seem to indicate a downward trend from 2014 until 2018.
Yes.
These were recently provided numbers. However, when compared to numbers that you provided to the state police in each of those years, there's a big difference in those numbers.
That's factually not correct. We reported one year, and this is something we constantly go back and forth on. We reported one year that because of an outdated computer-aided or computer system that didn't work very well, we reported that the numbers that they had
What the fuck?
were lower than what we're trying to report.
Spinning.
So
Comes
we're
after
trying to
this.
manipulate data if that's the underlying question.
Please.
I will also tell you, I don't have the numbers in front of me. Let me just remind you.
All right.
Well, you probably don't know this.
You probably don't know this.
You probably don't know.
Good one,
this, but It's
Joe.
all bullshit.
Good one, Joe. They're cutting, I'm told they're cutting. Joe
Joe-
got his money cut again.
Oh, did he?
His landlord wants to kick him out.
Oh, jeez.
And Joe self-fired himself from the show.
I was going to say, where is Joe? We had a big Christmas thing for him last year. This year, nothing. He's not here.
What do you mean he's self-fired?
Remember, he's like, I thought I was fired. I'm like, I gave you a nice big check, bought you a bunch of beers. We talked about journalism, and then, Joe, you're lazy. This is my Christmas present to you. You're lazy.
But the question, that was great positioning.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
No one else was asking it.
All right, and finally, I want to thank the readers of Deadline Detroit. I wrote a story you can find on my Facebook page at Charlie LeDuff. I've been following a young man around in Detroit, young black man, trying to see how hard it is to come of age in the concrete city, get through high school, find yourself a career. We've had lunch with him, Karen.
Yes, very nice, impressive young man,
He really
just
is.
looking to find his way.
Yeah, and stay alive.
Yep.
Well, it came to his door. His best friend took a couple of bullets in the chest outside the liquor store when he said the wrong thing to the dope dealer who's been marauding that place for a month, no police. It's on the east side over by the King houses, notorious over there. And yet this dope dealer's still running around. The young man, Jordan, Ruffin L., called me up and said he didn't know what to do. It's his brother. And the mother was too poor to bury him. The young man's name is Timerian Tiller. Wrote a little story, put it on Deadline Detroit, and in an hour, the community took care of it. In an hour, we raised about $6,000, $5,000.
I'm about to contribute as well, Charlie.
Beautiful.
So help him out.
And the funeral will be Christmas Eve. I'll be going to it.
Boy.
And I want to thank you, the people that contributed, and thank you people who listen, and thank anybody that's reasonable and a good member of our community. We don't got to agree. You didn't have to like this show. I love you. I care about you. And I think everybody in this room does. Karen, get off the fucking phone.
I'm making a donation.
We're in the middle of the show.
I'm listening, Charlie. I can do more than
damn
one.
it.
I mean,
she's multitasking. Come on.
Gosh.
I feel like I'm in school.
This was the nice part of the show.
Was it?
Yeah,
I was being nice. I'm donating money. I'm trying to do the right thing, Charlie.
Do the right thing.
I do the right thing. I'm listening. Now, all the time that I was really doing something else, I was on Twitter looking at people retweeting our picture. You didn't say anything. Now I'm doing something of substance,
right.
And you reprimand me. I'm watching.
Don't fake it. Don't lie to me. You were in there contributing to the Republican National Committee.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Ronna, give me a call. I got a Milski.
Not at all.
Not at all.
The headmaster is...
No. All right, I'm listening and I'm looking.
Hello to everybody out there. Beep, 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 beep. No, look, happy holidays. I love you.
We love you too, Charlie.
Better things coming.
Amen.
Just keep trying. And thank you for all those that helped that mother put that child into the ground for her Christmas. At least didn't have to sit there worrying about him on a cold slab at the county morgue. It was beautiful. I know you all to be beautiful. It's within everybody. Remember it. Try to love one another. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Joey.
We're going to take next week off, and we will see you, what's that, right after New Year's?
That'll be January 3rd.
January 3rd, yeah, something like that.
So it'll be the 5th when the show hits. So,
yeah.
Okay.
So just see, if you haven't caught up, just go ahead and noodle through them. All right. See y'all.
Merry Christmas, baby. Should he treat me nice? Merry Christmas, baby. Should he treat me nice? You bought me a diamond ring for Christmas. I feel like I'm in paradise. I feel mighty fine, y'all. I got music on my radio. Feel mighty fine, girl. I got music on my radio. I feel like I wanna kiss you, standing beneath that mistletoe. Santa came down the chimney, 3:30, y'all. Left all them a good old present for my baby and for me. Merry Christmas, baby. Should he treat me nice?